Okay. All right, guys. Random fact of the day, guys. You guys, random fact of the day. Welcome again, Mr. R's class. How y'all doing today? Random fact of the day today is that our Earth's atmosphere, if you guys didn't know, extends about 10,000 kilometers in the air. I'm meaning above space. Okay, it goes into space. All right. So yeah, your Earth's atmosphere extends 10,000 kilometers within the space. All right, and just so you guys know that the first 50 kilometers within the Earth, like from the floor up, all right, that's the densest, all right, where the air density, the pressure of air, that's where it's at, all right, where the air pressure of Earth. And then if you notice, once you go lower into Earth, it gets heavier, it gets more and higher. When you get higher and higher into the atmosphere, it becomes lower. The density of air reduces a lot. So there's 5 layers of our atmosphere. All right, there's troposphere, there's stratosphere, there's mesosphere, there is...
Listen. Nobody.
Thermosphere, and then there's exosphere, all right? So, like I said before, these 5 layers make up the entire atmosphere of Earth, all right? And then, like I said, it extends out 10,000 kilometers into space, which I think is pretty cool. All right, so there you go. That's your random fact. How are you guys doing today? Today we're going to be learning about radians and degrees. All right, so we're going to be learning about how to convert a radian to a degree and how to convert back a degree to a radian. Now, I did mention that we were going to learn that later in the week, but technically there are more advanced versions of doing those reference angles as we did yesterday. All right, and those involve turning a radian to a degree and then back into a radian for the final answer. So radians obviously has to do with a circle, because if you notice the keyword radius, right, you can find it in there, radian, radius, right, means the circle, right? Now, if you guys remember what a radius is, it's your central point of a circle. A radian is the central measurement of a circle, all right, where the arc length equals the radius. Let me draw a circle. All right, if I have a circle here, and I draw the central point of that circle here, okay, and I say, boom, this is my radius. Guaranteed, this is my radius, right? Now, what if I draw the measurement of that radius, but in a curved angle like this, okay? In a curved angle like this, all right? Now, I told you I'm taking the same measurement of that radius, but I'm putting it in a curved angle. Therefore, that also equals r, all right? Now, what I'm gonna do here, what if I connect the 2 points, the very ends? This is also becomes your radius. It's the same distance, right, from the center of the circle, like I told you, right? Now, if this part of your radius here is called the arc length, that's called the arc length, all right? If this equals this measurement here becomes 1 radian, okay? That becomes 1 radian, okay? So that radian would equal a specific angle, okay? So 1 radian would equal a specific angle, right? That's a specific angle, all right? Now, if you wanted to find that specific angle, it's really simple. I mean, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take this here, your arc length, all right, which then you would actually use in terms of the letter S, right? This would equal this after a period of time, right? It's called S. And then you just use R as radians again, and you just divide the 2, right? So if I was to, let's say if I was to give you an example, now let's just keep this here. Let's say this was 6 centimeters, right? And this was 12, okay? Now, if I told you to find the angle for that, you would just divide 6 by 12, because this is represented by S, your arc length here is represented by S, and then your radian is still represented by R, okay? So then you would just take 12 divided by 6, and then that would give you 2, okay? Your answer is 2. Let me give you another example, all right? Let me draw another circle, right? And I drew this point to here, right? And like this. And let's say this equaled 3, and this was 15, okay? And I said, I want you to find my radians, all right? Now, you know that this would now equal S, the letter S, right? As your arc length. And this would equal R, all right? And all you're doing is dividing this. So all you're gonna do is take 15, divide that by 3, and your answer should be 5 radians. That is your answer. That one's really simple. I mean, like, That's just understanding what a radian is. That's all radian is. When understanding how to convert degrees to radians, you're gonna understand this. Now we're gonna go back to that same chart, remember? Let me go back to this. Degrees, radians, right? Okay, so like I said, we're gonna come back to this graph here, remember? And we're gonna take a circle. I'm gonna draw a circle here, all right? Now, one full circle, a circumambulation of a full circle, an entire circle is what? 360 degrees, right? Because from here to here is 180, from here to here is another 180, right? So that's 360 degrees, okay? But 360 degrees is also equal to, this is represented as, when it comes to radians, it's represented as 2 pi, okay? All right, so 360 is represented by, is equal to 2 pi. So therefore, if I was to take 360 degrees equal to 2 pi, and I both divide them by 2, okay? Both divide them by 2, see these two cancel. Now 360 degrees is equal to what? Divided by 2 is equal to 180. Therefore, 180 equals pi radians, okay? And this is the conversion factor, what you're going to use, guys. This is the conversion, 180 degrees, sorry, right there, degrees equals pi. That's the conversion what you're gonna use when you're converting degrees to radians. All right, now with that being said, the formula you are going to use when you're converting degrees to a radian, this formula is known like this. This means radians because there's no degree sign next to it, all right? So if you don't have a degree sign next to this number, it's automatically called radians. That's something for you guys to know as well. If I took 60 degrees and I say I want you to convert that into radians, all right? Now how we solve that is actually you're gonna put 60 over 1 because 60 degrees over 1, right? So 60 over 1, and you're gonna cross multiply it, okay? Cross multiplication of pi over 180, okay? That's the first thing you're gonna do, right? Now, you wanna simplify this function down to equal one number, right? And so as you can see here, the zeros here, they will cancel, okay? Now, if you cross multiply this and this and this and this, you're gonna get 6 pi over 18, okay? Now, usually what you're gonna do, you're just gonna try to break down a number so you can cancel them, all right? So, but if you know your simple math, then you know 6 is divisible by 18, all right? So, but I'll go ahead and break this down for you more. So from here, you're gonna get 6 pi over 6 times 3, because 18 reduces to 6 times 3. These are gonna cancel, okay? So you're saying that 60 degrees now, 60 degrees equals pi over 3. And that is your answer. Give you another example, and I say, let me find 25 degrees, and I want you guys to find that for me. And I want you to solve 25 degrees into radians, all right? Now you guys can pause the video if you want, you can try it on your own, and then I'll figure it out for you guys, all right? So what you're gonna get, if you get 25 degrees, you're gonna get 25, okay, over 1 times pi over 180, okay? Now we know 25 reduces to 5 times 5, and then 180, you can reduce it to 36 times 5. That'll give you 180, okay? So what you're gonna get is 5 times 5, okay, over 1 times pi over 36 times 5, okay? Now you'll notice one of them will cancel, 1 5 will cancel, okay? Now you're just left with this, and all you need to do is just cross multiply, okay? So now you're left with 25 degrees equals 5 pi over 36, and this is your final answer, okay? Now, if I was to give you guys 150 degrees, and I said I want you to convert 150 degrees to radians, all right? Now what you're gonna do, like I said, you're gonna set this equal to over 1, and then you're gonna cross multiply it with pi over 180, okay? Now, like I said, you see the zeros here, they can cross out. You can cross out the 0, that's fine. So now you're left with 15 pi over 18. Now you can reduce these two. What two numbers multiply 15? What two numbers multiply to 8 that you know they're very common numbers? Okay, so what you're gonna get here is if I shift down here, you're gonna get 5 times 3 pi over 6 times 3 pi. My bad, guys. So you should have a pi down there, I'm sorry. So it should be 5 times 3 pi divided by 6 times 3. The 3's cancel. So now your final answer should be 5 pi over 6. That's your final answer. So 150 degrees equals 5 pi over 6 radians. What if I told you I wanted to convert radians to degrees now? Now, when you were converting degrees to radians, you were actually taking 180 over pi over 180. All right, now when you're converting radians to degrees, you're gonna take 180 over pi now. All right, you're gonna multiply it by 180 over pi. All right, so if I was to give you the question, if I say I wanted to convert 2 pi over 3, and I say this is a radian, I say I want you to convert 2 pi over 3. All right, what you're gonna do, you're gonna multiply this entire thing by 180 over pi. The reason why is the pi's will cancel, okay? Now, this is what you can do. You can go ahead and simplify this by either multiplying 2 times 180, which would give you 360, right? And then, this becomes 1, right? So 3 times 1 is 3. If you were to reduce this, 36 divided by 3 is what? 12, when you're still up with the 0, so you're gonna get 120 degrees. Okay, this is your answer, okay? If you want to do it that way, that's perfectly fine. Or you can do it this way, where it will equal the same thing, all right? You can break this down and you'll still keep it as 2 times 3, or 2 divided by 3, times, now you can split this up, all right? And you take 60 times 3. So 60 times 3 gives you 180. So what you're gonna get is 60 times 3 over 1, okay? It'll equal the same thing because the 3's cancel. 3's are gonna cancel here, okay? And then you multiply 2 times 60, all right? And you're left with 120, okay? Now that's a very simple, those are two different ways. As you can see, they both will give you 120, all right? They both give you that 120, all right? So, however you guys want to do it. If you want to multiply, then reduce, or if you want to break down, reduce, and then multiply towards the end, that's completely fine. You'll end up with the same answer. I'll give you guys 11 pi over 6. And I want you to convert that from radians to degrees, all right? Like I said before, the first thing you're gonna do, all you're gonna do is multiply the entire thing by 180 over pi, all right? So you're gonna multiply this whole thing by 180 over pi, okay? So if you notice, the pi's cancel, all right? Once the pi's cancel, you can go ahead and figure it out. Now I'll go ahead and break it down for you guys, and then from there we're going to add it together, all right? Or solve it together, all right? So now you're gonna keep 11 as it is, and then 6 as it is, all right? Now, remember how the other example, 60 times 3 was 180? But now, being that we have a 6 here, you can take 30 times 6, and that will give you 180. So you're gonna get 30 times 6, okay, that's 1, okay, equals 180, all right? Now the good thing is, you'll see that right here, okay, these 6's cancel, okay? Now what you're gonna do, you're gonna go ahead and multiply 11 times 30. Okay, I'll do the math over here for you guys right here. So take 11 times 30, but you're gonna get 30 up here, you get 11 over here, you'll get 0, 3, 0, 3, and if you add everything up together, you get 330, okay? So now, once these cancel, your answer should be 330 degrees. So, if you wanted to know that 11 pi over 6 equals 330 degrees, all right?
When your son don't want to cooperate. Oh, damn, that was perfect. Yo, look at this. Yo, little man said, what you doing, cuz? I'm out of here.
He gave you that look.
I'm out of here.
He gave you that look.
You said,
You talk about
look at it. You say, yo, you violated. Yo, I'm taking your cape.
What's good? Yo, dog, understand me, say? Understand me, dog.